radio show by, for, and about the South Florida gay community.
Welcome back to the second hour of Get Out South Florida. As you probably guessed by now, we're on for 2 hours every Tuesday from 7:06 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm Tom Hantzarides, joined by Kendall Rumsey.
What's up, Tom?
Hey there. Our phone number is 800-889-0267. I'm going to give it out again as we talk to Denise. And we're going to be talking about discrimination, LGBT discrimination in the workplace. And
Denise is one of the most respected attorneys in South Florida, and she's a partner at Damon.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's on the phone with us now.
Employment attorney, and she also handles very complex commercial litigation. She is a member of the Florida Bar, the United States District Court of the Southern District of Florida, the Northern District of Florida, the Middle District of Florida, the United States Circuit Court of Appeals, and she is also a member of the Bar for the United States Supreme Court.
Wow.
She is a very well-respected attorney, and quite frankly, she is also a very good friend of mine. She is one of my lesbians that I go to when I need to talk, and one of the people who I love most in the world. Denise Bleau, welcome.
Well, thank you. That was amazing, Kendall. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for being with us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
So, recently we were talking a little bit about this interview and what we wanted to talk about. And we had started talking about employment law and how discrimination is in the LGBT community and employment was affecting us. And then all of a sudden a major ruling came down last week. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I will. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is the governmental agency that is given the responsibility of overseeing and enforcing a lot of the civil rights laws that apply both to federal employees and to employers all over the country that have more than 15 employees in the private sector. And last Thursday, I believe it was, the commission was hearing an appeal involving federal employees. But the ruling has some very interesting and different findings that are going to be looked at by the courts now in the private sector and considered very carefully in deciding how to apply the Civil Rights Act going forward regarding LGBT employees. And specifically, what they did is they ruled that the prohibition in Title VII, which is a lot of people know what that is, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, is what provides protections against discrimination based on race and marital status and sex, which is interpreted or defined to be gender, mostly, but not sexual orientation. And what the EEOC Commission said last Thursday was sex discrimination is, in fact, discrimination based on gender, and that applies to all lesbians, all gays, all transgender employees.
And was this ruling a surprise?
It was, yes. I think that on the heels of the Supreme Court decision regarding marital equality, they've sort of been moving in that direction for some time, they being the EEOC, little carve-outs here and there, but this is a broad, sweeping pronouncement that if it's adopted by the courts, it's going to change the face of the law in this area as we know it significantly for LGBT employees.
So, in layman's terms, what does the ruling do?
What it does is, right now, Kendall, or last week before this decision, if I live, let's say, in Martin County, an employer with 100 employees could discriminate against me as a lesbian without having to worry about any repercussions, because there are not any local laws that make that illegal. If the courts adopt the interpretation of Title VII that the EEOC Commission announced last week, that would no longer be the case. It would be unlawful to discriminate against employees on the basis of sexual orientation anywhere in the country if the employer meets the 15-employee threshold.
Have you been, if anyone listening's been discriminated against at the workplace, give us a call now at 1-800-889-0267.
You can give advice, legal advice.
Would you, Denise, would you tell us what kind of actions make up discrimination? Because there may be somebody listening right now that doesn't know he's been discriminated against.
Well, it's true, and there is a lot of confusion out there, and Tom, I represent primarily employers, and so we spend a lot of time advising employers on what they can and cannot do in the workplace, and basically discrimination in a generic sense. Discrimination is treating two people that are in the same sort of situation with the same talents or position differently. Unlawful discrimination is discriminating between two people on the basis of something that the courts have said is improper. So if you discriminate against two employees because one drives a Lexus and one drives a Toyota, and you don't like the Toyota, you want the higher model, that's actually legal, as ridiculous as that sounds. But the courts and the legislators, the Congress, have determined that discriminating on the basis of certain things, such as race, religion, gender, age, are unlawful discrimination. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Treating two people in the same or similar position differently because of that prohibited fact.
And one of the things that you and I were talking about this last week, because I said to you, how does this affect us as Florida being a right-to-work state? But you told me that Florida is an at-will state. Explain to me the difference and how that does affect us.
Sure, and this is another thing that I hear a lot of clients use commonly, but it's misunderstood. We are a right-to-work state, and what that means is employees have the right to unionize. But most people, when they say that, what they're really talking about is the fact that if you don't have a union or a collective bargaining agreement or a contract, an employment contract with your employer that provides you with certain protections, then, as I tell my clients, you can terminate an employee for a good reason, bad reason, or no reason at all, so long as it's not a prohibited reason.
Do you think that employers actually, let's say someone's discriminating or discriminates against the LGBT community? What the truth is, and I've had to hire and fire people, in my business, is that if you want to fire somebody, you'll find a reason to fire them. It doesn't have to be because they're gay or lesbian or bisexual or trans, So, I totally agree with the ruling and what the work that you're doing, but let's say I love hypotheticals, right? I'm fired, and the real reason is that I'm gay.
There. Without those changes and without local laws providing certain protections, can be against discrimination on the basis. And with these laws, if you're fired because you're gay, can the employer pop up other reasons to make it look like you were fired for Office of Equal Opportunity issues, etc., and file what they call a charge. And it can be investigated by the EEOC to determine whether or not you were just treated unfairly or whether or not you were treated unlawfully.
Okay.
And, I think what my hope is that we're moving down the road toward equality for everyone and respect and mutual respect for everyone, and that the employers that I counsel every day understand what they can and cannot consider in the workplace, and that the employees also understand that there are, expectations of hard work and good attitude and all of those things that a good employee would exhibit, and together we can avoid discrimination altogether. But there are mechanisms to get help if you've been discriminated against. And the reality is, it doesn't exist out there. But I just drove home yesterday and passed a pickup truck with 3 very, very tall, very large Confederate flags flying off the back of the pickup. I just, if somebody worked for that employee and they came out, or that truck driver came out as gay, I'm going to guess that there's a good chance, not definite, but a good chance that that employee's job may be in danger.
So let me ask you, Denise, a lot of our listeners are also bosses in the workplace. They're heads of companies and different things. Tom was really good with hypotheticals, so I'm going to try to do one here as well. Hypothetically, I own a company, and I have a promotion to give, and I have a gay employee and a straight employee, and both of them are qualified for the job and would both do a good job on the job. If I give it to the gay employee, am I being discriminatory against the straight employee?
Excellent question, and the answer is absolutely. It's the factor that tipped the scales in favor of the employee is that they were gay. That would be discriminatory. And if the laws prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, that would be an unlawful position.
Even if
They're all
equally
sex.
qualified for the position.
Yes.
Got to find a different
Because
reason.
I gave it to the gay person because they were gay, then I was discriminatory.
That's right. You need to find a non-discriminatory reason. You need to make your decision based on a non-discriminatory reason. If you turn the hypothetical, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you turn the hypothetical around and you ask yourself if there was a woman and a man both applying for the position and they were pretty much equal and equally qualified, equally good employees, and you gave it to the man because you preferred the man over the woman, would that be legal? And the answer is absolutely not.
All right. Denise, I think we could talk to you all night about this topic and probably still have 1,000 questions. Unfortunately, we are up against the clock, and I do want to thank you so much for being with us. Like I said, you are an amazing woman. You're one of those people that is a go-to for me, and I love you to death. And I thank you for being as smart as you are and still loving me, even though I'm not that smart.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed it, and happy to do it anytime.
Thanks, Denise. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
I can be reached at the Ward Damon law firm. The number there is 561-842-3000.
Okay. We're going to post, you're going to be on our Facebook page, so they'll know how to get in touch with you. But thanks so much for being on the air. We would really like to have you back.
My pleasure, anytime.
Okay, the pleasure's ours.
Take care. Sure. Thank you, Kendall. Bye.
Wow.
I love her.
She is great.
She is literally one of the smartest people.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yep, no, that was just a dial tone.
Oh.
Either that or it was cupcakes. But she's very nice, and
She's wonderful.
She, the law is very complicated because I think there are so many things that can be subjective.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, do you think that you've ever been discriminated against?
Oh yeah.
For being gay or just for being you?
Well, I know you may find this hard to believe, Kendall, but it was because I was gay. But the problem is that we've got to take a break in a second, but the problem is that a lot of individuals don't have the resources to go against these companies that have unlimited attorney fees.
Exactly right. That is exactly right.
And so, what do you do?
And if you are going to go against them, you better have everything documented.
Yeah.
And preferably have videotape and recordings.
Yeah, but again, maybe we should talk about this at one point. But what happens when you have a case, and you just can't go to a lawyer. Maybe we need to find out. I mean, you can always go to legal aid.
Well, and who is the burden of proof with? As they say, is it on the side of the employer, is it on your side of who has to actually make the case that something did happen?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
on your side. You have to prove it.
Well, I think maybe what we'll do is send Denise some follow-up questions.
That'd be great.
Okay. And when we get back, when we return, my favorite part of the show, Kendall's Thing. I haven't called it that in a long time. Kendall's Thing. I have a little surprise for you as well. Winners and losers, give us a call, 800-889-0267. Remember to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Get Out South Florida, and give us a like. We love those likes.